Here I've just arrived at the stream and I'm looking around and I decide I'm going to fish upstream, sort of the right side of the stream over there where the water's a little bit slower. I wanted to show you this segment to show you how fast you can hook up a fish with the Tenkara method on high gradient freestone streams like this. So here I'm casting to the right side. I'm going to take a few steps here and then cast again. Cast again and then drift the fly down through there and I'm into a fish right there. So from the time that you saw me first cast to that fish was 43 seconds. This next fish is just a few minutes later from that very first fish that I caught. What you'll see here is a scene that's very common in this river. You'll see an eddy on the far side of the river over there. There had to be a fish in there, so I'd cast and just let the line suspend the fly in position until the fish takes it and then erupts out of the water right there. He then works his way across stream and I bring him to the net. He turned out to be a beautiful cutthroat. Here's a little planter rainbow taken from the far side of the current. Here I've come to another deep run. Again, there's a back eddy on that far right side, and there's some rocks right near the where the rod is, right there where it crosses. And I knew there had to be a fish riding the hydraulic in front of that, so I worked a fly through there a few times, hoping to get one, hoping to catch him. And as the fly suspends right there, he takes the fly. There he is. It turns out to be a beautiful cutthroat. worked my way upstream a little bit and again came across an area with this sort of a deep run. There was another eddy on the far side behind a rock, and I saw a fish rise in there. It's the only fish I actually saw rise all day, so I decided I'd cast over there and suspend the fly in the current and watch the fly just swirl around. So I cast and suspend the fly right up in there, and it just holds there, and the fish took it, and the fight was on. It turned out to be a rainbow, a planter, but a pretty one. This one is a rainbow, clearly a planter because you can see that his tail's sort of been rubbed. I wish they wouldn't put these in this stream, but hopefully they're sterile so they don't disrupt the gene pool for the cutthroats. But nonetheless, pretty enthusiastic fish to catch. You can see that the stream is sort of flattening out. The gradient isn't quite as high and the pockets aren't quite as deep. I've been working behind each one of these rocks and also in front of the bigger rocks, because you'll notice that a lot of these fish are taken at the height in front of the hydraulic, in front of the larger rocks. Here I'm going to work over on this left edge. It looks pretty shallow, but these fish can hold in surprisingly shallow water. One more cast and work that edge and take the fish right there in front of that rock. Here's just a little guy taken out of the midstream. This cutthroat shows that you need to work right next to the edge. I cast over there near those willows, right behind the rock, and took the fish right out from there. So it pays to work that edge, even though you don't think anything might be holding there. This next fish is a little bit smaller, and but still pretty fun. This rod is much too broad for a fish this size, but the current does help. So anyway, nice small fish. This next fish was hiding underneath that tree that you see there on the right in the shadow. I knew there had to be a fish through there. I worked the fly through there a number of times. You can see my casting strokes a little bit more relaxed through here because the current wasn't so bad. I had a little bit longer drift that was deeper, and my patience paid off, and I took him out right out in front of that rock, right in that shadow. Here's another nice mountain cutthroat, about maybe 13 inches long or so. Here's one last fish. He took it right in front of the hydraulic, just downstream from that rock. And it's a good example of being careful when you pick up your cast. You may actually have a fish on right there. He took it. And so you have to be careful when you go to lift your fly up out of the water. Lift it up exactly like you're setting the hook on a fish, even if there's not actually a fish there, because lo and behold, there might actually be. This is another beautiful small Yellowstone cutthroat. I caught quite a few more fish today, but I decided that was enough to show you, so that's it for today. Thanks.